lovely wife?
We were in fellowship together, UCH choir, Christian Fellowship Choir. And yeah, I didn't even think about marrying her. She wasn't in my plan, but as we fellowship together, it dropped in my heart and I proposed to her. We were together in fellowship. We were in the same fellowship, drinking from the same UCH Christian Fellowship.
How many years married now?
41 now.
41.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, this is lovely. 41 years. Mommy, what's that one particular thing that anytime you remember it, it always brings a smile to your face in your marriage?
I want to say that when I was 20, I got engaged. But when I became born again, I was told that I was going to marry an unbeliever. So I had to cancel that engagement. And I was telling myself, I'm going to marry a man that will preach the gospel in the whole world, will be preaching the gospel. Everybody in my family will be preaching the gospel. So I'm glad today that our two sons are pastors. All the three boys are working in the vineyard of the Lord.
Wow.
And then I remember one particular day in Living Word Ministries, unplanned, my husband preached, I led in worship. My three sons played, one the keyboard, one the bass guitar, and the other one and the drums. So I was telling my God, thank you. They were still in their primary school.
Wow.
And I thank God that today they are pastors. And then I can look back and say, the missionary family I've been praying for, God made it to be.
Wow. This is interesting. Sir, what has been the greatest challenge in your marriage?
That's the tough question. What's the greatest challenge? For me, what I would think is probably the greatest challenge in the marriage is, honestly, maybe just the desire, what can we do as a family to know God more, to love Him, to serve Him, and to make sure that the children are all, and everybody is in line. That's it. Apart from that, between my wife and this, I don't see anything I can see as a challenge. But the children are brought up in the fear and nurture of the Lord. And doing the work of ministry, being sure that we are doing what God has called us to do.
Wow. Mommy,
Yeah.
what has been the greatest challenge in your marriage?
One, I want to say raising the boys, because I had the three boys and raising them all wasn't such an easy one. I remember having to stop working for 4 years to stay home, even though we didn't have the money, to give them that Christian foundation. We had other boys in the house, but I made sure I stayed home for them. And I remember I started going to work when my last boy started going to nursery school. I go to them and come back. So I'm glad today that I can testify. It's not that they are angels, but at least I can thank God that they are missionaries. And that vision has been fulfilled.
Oh, this is interesting. Glory be to God.
Amen.
Sir, how do you take decisions in your marriage relationship? What if you take a decision and your wife disagrees with you? What happens? How do you handle it?
When I feel there's something to be done, I bring it up to my wife. Usually I will have prayed over it, try to consider it. Most times she will agree, but there are times she brings a contrary opinion. Even though I may not like it, but I cool off. I usually cool off and give it some time and continue to pray. More often than not, we reach a common ground. She will probably come up with something, either modifying what she has said, and sometimes I see wisdom in the modification, and eventually two of us agree. But I can't remember any time when she disagreed and I went ahead to do it. Usually, somewhere along the line, we reach a common ground. It may not be exactly as I presented it. She usually will bring in a fine-tuning, adding something or bringing in something, saying, okay, why don't you look at it this way? And usually, I kind of go along with that.
That means you always find a way to carry her along.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good. Thank you very much, sir.
And there have been times when I took some decisions and she will normally not be happy about that. So as much as possible, I try to carry her along.
Oh, thank you very much, sir, for this nugget of wisdom. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Mommy, I would like you to encourage the younger generation when it comes to marriage relationship. Now, have you ever had a cause to defend your husband against outsiders or family members on any particular issue?
Yes. I remember my husband is not the type, he doesn't like crowd. And then when he had come back from work, he wants to rest. And I have some of his family members coming up, and then it's like, let him come down and talk to us. I said, this man has been working so hard. He said, why wouldn't he come? You know, what I have to do, I said, no, he cannot come. He has been working through all night. He needs his rest. If you can exercise a little patience, if you want to eat food, I'll give you food, whatever you want. Let him rest a little bit. So it wasn't so well taken, but I think at last they realized when they started coming to the hospital and saw how busy he was, they were like, so we don't rest. So, and then at times they think that maybe as missionary workers, they think the money is there everywhere. That he's supposed to be doing, this. But we know that it is not there as people think. So when they begin to make such demand, I said, what he told you is the truth. You know, he cannot tell you lies, he cannot tell you that he has when he doesn't have. So such times like that.
Thank you, ma. We appreciate. God bless you. Mommy, will you say that you're more in love now with your husband than when you were before you started?
I think so, yes. Not even I think so, yes.
Why do you think so? What are the things that you can use and encourage the younger ones?
You know, marriage is an institution. You keep learning every day. And then the more you learn about each other, of each other, the more you want to adjust and change. You know, some of the things that used to be maybe the person's weak point, you discover that you can help the person grow out of it. Okay. It is a commitment. It's not just a contract. It's a commitment that this marriage must work. Whatever you can do, complementing each other, the areas you think that the person is not doing well, you have the strength. So you can do that part for the marriage to work. And then communication. You talk to each other. You know, in our African culture, there are this Oga and Mama Emeka, this thing. No. In the Christian, this thing is supposed to be a relationship. Just like you can talk to God in your prayers. You can talk to each other as husband and wife and then discuss issues. Have regular workshop. How are we marrying? Are we doing well? What can we change? How can we better this marriage? And then the ones we are not doing well, we begin to work on them. So continuous communication, adjustment makes it sweeter.
Thank you, ma. We appreciate. God bless you.
My pleasure.
Sir, please, how do you handle your wife's crazy moments?
Oh my God. Oh my God. The crazy moments are few. At such time, I just keep quiet and try to just go to toilet or anywhere. I just want to keep quiet and let things cool down.
And it works for you?
It works for me.
Wow.
Keep quiet such time. I don't blow up.
That's great.
I just keep quiet.
That's great.
They are really rare, but when it does come, I keep quiet and gradually we sort things out. But I keep quiet.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, has there been a time there was a need for you to defend your wife in public or even in private against outsiders or family members?
Yes.
I mean, how did it go? What happened?
I can't remember specific ones now, but especially against family members, I try to protect her.
Wow.
And make them know it's not about her. If anything, it's me.
I'm loving this. I try to protect her.
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
If there's problem in the marriage, it's me, not her. And so they should face me.
Thank you very much, sir. I love it. I protect her. Thank you, sir. Yes. Today we had a wonderful time with the Ehiemeres. We are here with Dr. and Mrs. Jude Ehiemere. We've had a wonderful time with them, and God has been so good. God bless you.
Thank you.